Hey, I'm Sunny. This will be my first time saying this, but welcome to my YouTube channel. Sounds a little crazy because I just one day decided to start a channel. So, anyways, this channel is that of first, hold on, let me back up. Clearly, I'm not a content creator. I am the founder of Soul Coast Studio. I am a brand and web designer. I am a creative. I am a black dog mama. I'm that girl. Okay? So we're here. And today I actually want to talk about some of my tech related things that I'm setting up on the back end of my business. So there won't be much of me front face. I love screen recording, by the way, because less of me talking, I don't know, honest truth. But I'm glad you're here. And today I just really want to show you how to connect your contact form to Zapier in order to trigger it in Asana and to create a task to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to have a specific scenario for this because for me as a web and brand designer, somebody submits a contact form, they have two options. That is to schedule a call, which when they do that and they click submit, it goes to the scheduler or the schedule a meeting. What you call that thing? You know what I'm talking about, where you schedule a call. And then the other option is to, girl, just send me the invoice. Anybody got time to be doing all of this? Anybody got time to be doing all of that chit chat? Give me the invoice. So when they select that question, then that actually triggers in Zapier for me and it creates a task in Asana. So with that being said, should we get started? This is my first video. Don't come for my editing skills. I am a small business owner. It is just me by myself. So if you got any advice, let us know. All right, let's get started. First things first, I want to show you my website. As you can see, it says watch step because the website is under construction. I am excited to debut things I'm working on, but it's gonna take time. The most important thing right now though is making sure that my systems are in place. So that's what we're working on all 2025. Amen. So the contact form I created actually does not integrate with my CRM just yet. So the first thing is to show you what my contact form looks like. And I created my form in Tally. Think of Tally as Notion's little sister. She's that girl, but her older sister ran so she could walk, pretty much. Of course, I have the basic information like your first name, last name, email, company name, website, social media. Now, a lot of people I've seen some discourse about why people ask for your social media. And as a brand and web designer, my main reason for asking for that is because I want to see what your brand aesthetics look like online. It's nothing more than just seeing what you're currently doing and how we may be able to change it. So the key feature for my new form is basically asking them, of course, when they would like to launch, but also they have the option to now select their date. There's 2 dates for each date, or 2 options for the same date, pretty much. And then the other beautiful thing is based on which option they choose as far as how they would like to move forward, it's going to send them to a different screen. Mind you, this is still an embedded form, but there are different pages. And I'm going to walk through how I set that up in Tally, but I also just want to make that clear because when we get to that step, you're going to say, oh, okay, this makes sense. And of course, for research purposes, I need to know how you stumbled across my little corner of the internet. I put Instagram, a friend, divine intervention. At this point, I have to add YouTube because I was crazy enough to start a YouTube channel. I don't know who's going to watch this, but hey. So let's go to Tally. I created this form a couple weeks ago, and you have workspaces here. And essentially all of your forms, quizzes, because I have a website personality quiz, different things like that. Y'all are all in my business right now. Here is this contact form. I'm gonna click on, actually, let me go back to my workspace, because I think you can just edit from here. Okay, so it does not show this piece, and I'm glad it doesn't, but you just literally type. You just type away. Use a backslash. Hold on. Yeah, use a backslash, and like it puts in whatever you want as far as short answers, email, phone number, date, etc., etc. Now, pay attention to the layout blocks piece, because that's where we're going to add the. Remember when I said depending on which option they choose, it's going to send them to a different date? That's where these two little options come into play. So let me back on that. Okay, I just got to make sure I don't mess up my form. So essentially, it's just plug and play. Tally does have templates, so you don't have to worry about customizing your own contact form. It does not take long to create, but for the sake of time, if you need to use a template, do what you need to do, girlfriend. Based on the main thing here, once you get the fields put on the form, I'm going to show you how to create logic, and it's literally right here. So if they say let's chat first, what's going to happen is it will go down to book a consultation. This is the page, essentially, where it says change page name, book a consultation. That's page 2. And then you have page 3. I did not label it. You can label it, but I know what it is. And then page 3 is if they selected to send over the contract and invoice, because they don't want to talk. They already know they want to work with me. Go ahead and send them the invoice. So they will get a custom thank you page, basically telling them, hey, expect to receive your contract and invoice. Oh, I should put business hours, because baby, I'm not sending this out on no Friday night. You can get it on Monday. Amen. Let's set boundaries now. So that is how the logic is set up, or that's how the logic will work. So essentially, what's going to happen is you have your 2 answers here based on, this is a drop down, by the way. There we go. Okay, so just hit enter to get out of that. Do this and I just hit the backslash for everything. Let me find the conditional logic. So that's what you would select to get these 2 options. I say these 2. When and then, that's one logic. That's also one logic, or set of rules, I guess you could say. When and you select for here, this will be the question. So I know your time is precious, so let's make this as smooth as possible. How would you like to move forward? When that question is, and you provide that answer, which the first one is let's chat first, then jump to a page. So that page, and you just put jump to a page, would be book a consultation, and it'll be a thank you page, and it's going to go to book a consultation. You can name these whatever you want. Like I said, I just book a consultation. I don't know why I had the number 2 on there. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Actually, I do know why, because Tally said so. So if I let me see. Send invoice. Okay, that's why there's numbers there. So if it is it's going to be the same question, but we're working on the second option. So when that question is send over the contract and invoice, then you're going to jump to the next page based off of send over the contract invoice question. So it's going to go to page 3, which is basically telling them, hey, we don't have to have a consultation. We're just going to get things in motion now. So that's how the form is set up, essentially. I did not use a template, but you can use a template. I'm a creative, okay? But this was not hard work at all. So anytime you make changes, just make sure to publish, just so I do this with anything. Please, I have to stress the importance because God forbid you work, you sweat, okay? Your hard earned time is gone to waste because you didn't save it. Now, if I go to Tally or Zapier, and for Zapier, I have a pro plan for Zapier. I selected a pro plan because I had some features that I wanted to use that were only included in the pro plan. Now, there is a free plan, but for the things that I want to do and continue to automate in my business, it's going to take a little bit more than a free plan. It's an investment. Call it what you want. So for me, I'm gonna click on Edit Zap. Actually, I'm gonna open up another tab to show you. So when you get into Zapier, this is your dashboard, and on the left side, to create a Zap, you'll click on the left, create, and do Zaps. That's gonna take you to this screen that I was currently on. So when it comes to a Tally contact form to Asana, also rename it just so you'll know what it is, because if you don't name it, you're gonna forget about it. With Tally, you can connect different apps. I'm sure for the most part, at some point you possibly have heard of Zapier. Some people have not, but I don't know if they're living under a rock. Just kidding. Please don't be upset. So apps, you select wherever your contact form is hosted. So I use Moxie for my CRM, but I use Tally forms because I just like the way they look. I am all about clean, crisp looks, and it does not have to be decked out in all the craziest fonts and all the crazy colors. It's clean, it's to the point, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So select wherever your form is. Now there's 7,000 plus apps and tools. That's what they say. But there could be an instance where your tool of choice, CRM, etc., may not be an option. So just double check that first before you do anything else. So, because I'm using Tally, my trigger event is going to be a new submission. They don't have any other options, which makes this perfect because it does not complicate the process, especially for people who are just beginning. It is straight to the point. Love that for y'all. So, once you do that, and if you do not actually have an account already connected, it's going to prompt you to do that. But I've already used this in 5 other apps. So my account is connected, but if not, it'll prompt you to sign in here. You'll see a sign in button versus seeing the change. Once you're done with setup step, you'll go to continue and configure. So you're going to select a form. Remember when we were on the main screen of Tally under my workspace, these are all considered forms. So you're going to search for that particular form. And right now we're looking at the contact form. So continue. And I have submissions here. But if you do not, you either will see a find new record up here, or this will be test trigger. Click on test trigger and that will populate any submitted forms if you decide to use Tally. So if you decide to use Tally, before you get to the test step, go ahead and do a test submission so that information will populate here. So for me, I have my information and I'm going to continue with the selected record. Now, if you wanted to do this for just a customized submission of some sort, I'm not sure why you would just do one, but select whichever one you want. Okay, that's neither here nor there. So continue with selected record. Now, my app of choice for reminders and sending things is Asana. I am a Asana girly, okay? I am an Asana ambassador. I have been an Asana ambassador for, I'd say about 6 years at this point, probably longer. I don't really know. But again, like in step 1, you're going to choose your app. You're going to choose your action event. For me, I just want to create a task to remind me to do what needs to be done. Somebody submits a contact form, and the only reason I have this create task is for that option where they select, let's see, where they select send over the contract and invoice. My task is to remind me to send over the contract and invoice, because otherwise it's not in the queue. It's not gonna get done. So that's not a good business practice. So when it comes to the contact form, also, what was I gonna mention? Create task. Oh, so my CRM actually is integrated into the form. I think I said it wasn't earlier. Just kidding. So when you go to, when we were looking at my contact form and click edit, I integrated the scheduler that is in Moxie. I embedded it here, so if you decide to do, or if that person decides to do a consultation first, it's going to go directly into my CRM anyway. So I don't have to create a task for that. I just need to create a task for those who want me to directly just send them the invoice and the contract, because that's not directly going into my CRM. But I do need alerts. So that is creating that alert for me. But this automatically creates that contact for me, and it starts the process of building a project in Moxie for me. So I'm gonna probably make a part 2 to this at some point, because I do want to explain how the book a consultation step works for me, because I have other apps, y'all. I have lots of them actually. So when it comes to step 2, where you create a task, of course, connect your Asana account or whatever you use to keep track of tasks. Continue here. My workspace is under my business name. The project that I wanted to go to is processes. The section I wanted to go to is new contact form inquiries. So here I have processes, and this is the project. This is the section in the project. Now, mind you, you can set a due date for these through Zapier. So you can do a due date type, you can do a date and time. I do not put a time on it, because you tell me the day to get it done, it's gonna get done. It does not need to be done by noon. If that's how you work, that's how you work. So you can select date and time, that's fine. Here you can actually do at, and it'll be plus 24 hours. You can set this, you can literally type out what you want the due date to be. So when I put plus 24 hours, I want the due date. That means I want the due date from the time that this task is created to be due 24 hours from then. So if you submit today, it's due tomorrow at, what time is it here? 11 p.m. I should really be in bed. So you can do like that, or you can do plus 2 hours, plus whatever. Now, to create the task, I need to name it here, and also these other fields, for the sake of me showing you how I set it up. I will not cover the other fields, but if you have questions, please leave a comment under this video, and I'm more than happy to provide an answer. For the name of the task, it's going to say create contact and invoice for the company name. The way that this is what you call a dynamic field, and that information is received from that test submission that we have here. And the way to enter that information is to either do a backslash and go back to step 1 and look for that particular field, which company name is here, or you can hit the plus sign here and do the same thing. It works either way. So that is how I have this set up, and also I assign it to myself as well. That's one of the biggest pieces here, is making sure that you assign it to yourself. Otherwise, it's going to be on your list, but you probably would miss it. It'll just be a random task without a due date, or with a due date but no assignee. So the status that I chose, I have not started, in progress, ready for review, and completed. Of course, this would be in the not started category. So I could actually test this step, and I'm going to do that now. So if you retest, or it's going to say test step for you if it's your first time. So it's going to say a task was sent to Asana about 0 seconds ago. Let's go look at Asana. And here is the task. So that's my first tutorial, y'all. We did it. And essentially what's going to happen is you just go do what you do best. So from here, you can see, you can open it up to look at it and all the good stuff. And you can do task progress. I have custom fields set up in Asana, so my fields may look different. No worries there, but that is literally how you set it up. So easy, so simple. And I hope that you are able to utilize something like this, because for people who have a lot going on, I can understand you just need, or you need an extra reminder, and that's okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, let me know. And I guess as they say on YouTube, and subscribe, honey. Please let the world know. And if you have anything further that you would like to see in the future, please let me know. So as they say, I guess, what they like, subscribe, stay tuned to the channel, all the things. Okay, I gotta go. Thank you.